Welcome back to the only channel on YouTube where a random guy talks like he has 50 years of NFL coaching experience. It's everybody's favorite show, more subscribers than the NFL, more unique viewers than ESPN. It's Coaching Corner. Why'd they do it like that? Wednesdays, formerly known as Tactic Talk Tuesdays. It's the show where I break down the biggest plays of the weekend so that you too can understand as much about football as me. So we're kicking it off today with special teams, pun intended, but actually we're looking at punts, and we're taking a look at the Bengals, where we don't really understand what they were doing on this play. Now we're going to assume by the fact that the person on protector decided to reach out for the ball, it was a designed fake play. But it's clearly not going to be a rush attempt as the entire front line moves backwards, and well, a pass attempt will be ridiculous when we take a look at this guy coming down from the middle of the field, and he's obviously not the return man. So we can see a rush play properly executed here. You will notice everybody goes forward. So I'm going to assume the Bengals wanted to pass it, it wasn't set up for it, everything went wrong, and they didn't have a kill call, when really all you have to say is, hey, let's punt it normally, because, you know, it doesn't really give the other team an advantage. Now we'll stay in this game as it was, of course, the first annual Wife Beater World Cup, with Hill and Mixon looking to take home the gold. Okay, that's unfair. Neither of them hit women they were married to. It's the woman whacking World Cup, and Ray Rice has just said he couldn't be here. Now both of them put in solid efforts, showing that just like minor traffic violations, although being charged for assaulting a woman may be inconvenient and annoying at the time, there's no long-term issues to worry about. Gold goes to Tyreek Hill on this occasion as he got into the end zone, and we're hoping to have more participants in next year's event. Okay, so that was slightly off topic. Let's get back to what we're here to talk about, coaching talk, and let's talk about why the Rams are so good this year, and it's of course to do with defensive coaching. No, not the coordinator. Johnny Ace Palmer, famous sleight of hand magician, has clearly been working with the team, as we see two examples here of essentially the football version of the coin was in my left hand and all of a sudden it's in my right hand, except for it's a forced fumble and somehow they ended up taking it away and an interception. All I can say is more NFL teams should hire more magicians. Now this one's for all you budding quarterbacks out there. Drew Brees showed off a new tactic when it comes to the quarterback sneak. It's a little bit of a bunny hop, but I wouldn't be too quick to start using this yourself. If you take a look, he pulls the ball back before he's ever touched by anybody. Now I would argue this is the point where he is first contacted, therefore anything else before that would have been him returning his own progress. And if we take a look at where the first down line is, it's certainly very close. Young quarterbacks don't start bunny hopping for first down so quickly. Well, that's another technicality taken care of on this show. It's what we live for. Anyway, let's take a look at some tactics. The Detroit Lions brought out a new deceptive trick play. They tried to make everybody stay still on the offensive line, making it look like the defense is offsides, and then you basically get a free play if the referees fall for it. Unfortunately, all that happened was Matthew Stafford got slammed in the back. Alright, we've done special teams, we've done offense, let's talk defense, coaches. So, it's about man coverage priorities. Who are you taking when it's a play action and they're moving into the pass? What you've got here is Greg Olsen, maybe one of the better pass catching tight ends, you could argue, of all time. You've also got this guy who I had to Google, the fullback Amra. Who are you going to cover in man coverage when they release from their blocks and go into a pass play? Now, if you're smart and you know anything about football, you'd of course say the fullback, just like the Eagles do, because, well, the offense expects you to cover Greg Olsen too, but unfortunately it didn't work this time, but usually it should. Okay, now let's get to the bit of the week. This is what everybody's here for. You may have noticed there was a huge rules violation in an NFL game last weekend, and nobody really talked about it. You're looking at the play right now, and maybe you don't even see what is happening here, what is so against the rules, but it's this. This is not a bag that is in compliance with the NFL stadium bag policy. This is the official policy, and if you take a look at the bag, it clearly is not a 12x6x12 clear plastic bag. It is also not a 1-gallon plastic freezer bag, and we don't even have to talk about the fact it's not a clutch with wrist strap or clutch with shoulder strap, which is no larger than 4.5 inches by 6.5 inches. No way is this a legal bag by these policies, so I don't know how it got into the stadium, I don't know how it got past security, but it's not only in the stadium, it's there on the field with the players. Who knows what could happen? So unfortunately, that's it for this week's Coaching Corner, the most watched show on ESPN.com/YouTube/NFL Network/me.view. Not as many plays to talk about this week as I would have liked, but there's always plenty to cover. Come back next week for another episode with special guest rules expert Dean Blandino, who tells us why he believes quarterbacks shouldn't even leave the house.